Guys, I cannot make this shit up. So it's now or never, babe. This is the gateway into coming back to yourself and realizing who you are. Hey, let's fucking go. Okay. We're so fucking back. I have something really exciting to share with you guys. So the universe has given me a little bit of winks lately. And I've been going through it. Like, it actually is kind of hard for me to talk about because it is so personal and it's kind of in real time. So I'm just gonna give you the glimpse of it. And this isn't for me to come on here and say, poor little me. It's more for like inspiration. You just have to believe in yourself and you have to believe on the path that you're on. Because if you really believe in the universe and higher power and God, source, spirit, mermaids, whatever you want to call it, your life is going to work out no matter what. And you have to forget about the how of how it all is going to work out, because if you knew how everything was going to plan out in your life, there would be no fun. There would be no drama. There would be no life. So here we go. I have been hopping from place to place since I came back from Christmas. So I came back on the 30th of December. When I came back to Lisbon, I was staying at one of my friends' house because they were out of town. And I've basically just been doing that and kind of like, subleasing from different people. Anyway, this past weekend, I ran out of choices. So I basically ran out of friends' extra spare rooms to stay in. And so this past weekend, I liked an Airbnb, right? It was expensive a little bit. I really have no other place to go. And I'm really living the true digital nomad life. I made one big decision and I took a massive risk. And this is like what's happening. So this is kind of like the real life stuff that is happening in real time. So this is kind of why I want to take you guys through it. And if you're in the same spot, if you have no idea how anything is going to work out or what's going to happen in your life, keep holding on, keep having the faith, because everything is going to work out so perfectly. You're going to laugh at it like the next day or in a week or in a month, because a lot can happen in a day and a lot can change in a day. So let's go back to this Airbnb that I rented in Lisbon. Little staycation action. It literally is called Tiny Home on Airbnb, like quite literally. And I lugged all of my stuff. I had to take 2 Ubers, and I've literally been living out of trash bags, 2 duffel bags, and a couple of like big grocery bags. I have one big suitcase at another friend's, and really this is my whole life, basically, of like what I moved to Lisbon with. And one of my ski bag is literally at my other friend's house. And he was like, Haley, just keep it here. Like, it's fine. Just get your life together, basically, and then you can come back for it. Thank you. I love you. I have the most amazing friends. It makes me want to cry right now, but get you friends who are your family, because we've all moved abroad. Like my whole friend group, we literally have to choose our family, and our family is our friends. So when someone is going through a hard time, we are the people to lift them up and in my case, house them, and make sure that they're okay, and like make sure that they're eating and make sure that they're like not losing their fucking mind. So shout out to all my friends. I'm so grateful for you. So I get to this tiny home, and I shit you not, as big as a camper. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm camping for the weekend. Like, it's going to be so fun. And I immediately had trouble with Wi-Fi, and I was kind of stressed because I was supposed to get on a work call and I was supposed to like start work because I work American hours right now. And so I climb up the ladder to the top of this like loft where the bed is. You can't even stand up straight up top. You would have to crawl into bed. And I'm looking at the Wi-Fi, I'm resetting it, and I am so illiterate when it comes to like this kind of technology. I don't know how to work a TV other than turn it on and find Netflix. I don't know how to reroute a Wi-Fi machine. I don't know how to troubleshoot anything. I'm not a tech gal, okay? You're lucky I can figure out how to fucking do this podcast. So I just like never watch TV. So it's nothing, right? Except I am watching Love Story on Disney Plus. And I think I've watched every single episode at least 8 times because one, the soundtrack is so good. JFK Jr. is so hot, and I want to be Carolyn Bassett. So Bassett. Fuck. Anyway, so I'm sitting on the bed. I'm like kind of looking around, and I was like, oh, it's so dusty and musty in here. And I look to the corner. The corner of the wall is completely black. And then I open the window. The window is covered in mold. The lights are covered in mold. That's so classic of Lisbon and Portugal because it's been heavily raining for the past 60 days. Like, we pride ourselves on 300 days of sunshine, but we literally have 60 days, 65 days in a row of straight rain in the winter. So if you plan a trip to Lisbon in January and February, don't. Just don't. Come in the summertime. It's a lot more amazing. You're going to get hella tan. Everyone else is tan. And the whole city smells like sardines and beer. What else could you ask for? So I look around and I'm like, ugh. And then I'm like on the bed and I'm like, fuck, I really hope I don't get bed bugs from this place. Thank God I have my own sheets. Thank God I have my own pillows. I've camped for 4 months straight. Like, I've been in worse situations kind of thing. It's like, just tough it out. It's going to be for the weekend. You won't be here very often. You can go to a coffee shop and work. You can go to the gym. You can, like, hang out at your friend's house, whatever. So then I go to the bathroom and I'm sitting on the toilet, and inside this like little corner of the place, it says that there's a shower, but it's literally a hose coming out of a wall. And in the same 2 square feet is the toilet, the sink, and the hose. So when you shut the shower door is like the bathroom door. And if you were to wash your hair or to like turn the thing on, the mirror would get soaked, the toilet would get soaked, the sink would get soaked. It was like tiny, okay? So I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm looking around, the door is open, obviously. And then I start to look around and I start to see fuzz like everywhere. It's not fuzz, it's like mold fuzz. Mold fuzz. And I'm like, oh fuck. Okay. So then I'm like opening the doors, I'm opening the windows even more, and then I like start to feel kind of ill. And I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna go get something to eat, and then I'm gonna come back, and then the Wi-Fi will be good to go, right? So I go outside and I'm like, oh, fresh air. And then my skin starts to get itchy, my eyes start to get puffy, my chest starts to hurt, I start to cough, and I'm like, no, Haley, it's fine. Like, just tough it out. So then I come back and the Wi-Fi is like working. So I hop on my computer, I get on the work call, and then obviously all of a sudden it shuts off. So then I'm like texting the people and I was like, actually, this place is disgusting. Like, you guys need to come get it cleaned, whatever. And I actually can't stay here tonight. Like, I need a partial refund. And then I texted back in the same sentence. I was like, actually, I need a full refund. I'm not staying here. This is unacceptable. I'm like, Haley, you need to fucking stand up for yourself. This is not okay. So I go to my friend's house and I grab 2 bags. I'll come back for those tomorrow, whatever. And I'm messaging the host. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. All the stuff. He's like, I'll give you a refund. I'm sending pictures like of all this fucking mold. But I get to my friend's house and my other friend who I was staying at before texts me and he's like, how's the new place? And I was like, actually, it's horrible. There was black mold everywhere. I sent him all the pictures. He's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. He's like, that was not what I expected. And he immediately sent me a voice note, and he's British, so it makes it even better. And he's like, Haley, we're your friends. Like, if you need to lean on us, lean on us. And he's like, get a pen and write this down. This is what you're going to do. This is the first plan of action that you're going to do. He's like, you're going to contact Airbnb, say that you're a single girl traveling in Lisbon and the place was filled with black mold. It's not good for your health, which it's not. And you need to demand a refund, and you need to tell them that they need to put you up for the weekend. And I was like, cool, writing that down. And also text our other friends because they're going to go out of town and they have an extra room, and then you can go stay there and just like tell them the situation, like ask for help. You need to ask for help. Like, we're your friends. Lean on us so we can help you. We're here for you. What the fuck are you doing? You don't have to go through this alone. Okay, you're so right. I was like getting teary-eyed. And I sent him a voice note back. I was like, thank you for that kick in the ass. My friends took me in. I hadn't gotten the refund yet from Airbnb, so I was out, and that's like what I needed for the weekend to eat, go drop my bags off at my friend's place, all the stuff. And the refund said that it would take a couple business days, and it was now Friday. And I was like, great, it's the weekend and I needed the cash to be in my account. But then I remembered how powerful my words are. And I said, okay, Haley, the rules don't apply to you. The money will be in my account tomorrow morning and you'll have a new place to stay. So that's exactly what happened. Airbnb called me 2 seconds later and was like, hey, we're going to put you up in a hotel. Here's 5 options. Pick the one that you want, and it's on us. I obviously picked the most expensive one, right? Because I want to be in a lush bed. So I got refunded from the whole Airbnb. The money was in my account the next morning. Instead of spending $300 on a moldy tiny home, checked into a 5-star Lisbon hotel for free. So I ended up paying $300, got the $300 back, and then got to stay in a $600 hotel room for the weekend. They don't call it spelling for a reason, okay? Literally, I'm telling you. And when I got to my friend's house, she hugged me, and I was like, oh my God, I think this is rock bottom. And she hugged me again, and I said, but the good thing is, the only way from here is up. And honestly, I wish I had that mindset when I was stuck in my relationships, when I was stuck in my dead end jobs and my friendships, and I didn't know how to end it, and I didn't know how to stand up for myself. And if you feel this way, please reach out to me. Like, come and hang out with me. We will work on this together and be strong women who are capable of being allowed to be seen and heard and loved and understood and able to ask for help when we fucking need it. So I checked into the hotel room, laid on the big clean bed, stared at my reflection in the mirror everywhere in the room. The hotel room was literally filled with mirrors, even in the shower. I don't usually like to look at myself naked in the shower because sometimes I'm like, oh, I can pinch an inch there. My tummy doesn't look very good. Like, oh my God, there's cellulite, like whatever. And this time I was forced to look at my reflection in every single fucking angle. And I was like, well, this will be a lot better if there was a boy here with me, but it's fine. I haven't gotten laid in forever. And honestly, I think I'm gonna go fucking celibate until I find my person because I get way too attached way too quickly to these fuck boys who just don't give a shit. And all they want to do is fucking eat a cheeseburger. When we have sex, we get so attached. We release oxytocin, they release dopamine. So it's like when they're hungry, they go and get it. And then when they're full, they fucking leave. And when they leave, we feel like shit because we just released oxytocin, the bonding hormone that we release, even when we have a fucking baby. So, of course, we feel like shit when they leave. Of course, we want them to stay the night. Of course, we want them to stay with us. Of course, we want them to sleep with us. That's why you feel like shit when you have a booty call over and you fuck for a couple hours and then he leaves and then you're in your bed alone. That's why you feel like shit. Anyway, sorry, that was a tangent. So, the girl who I saw in the mirror was not someone who I was proud of in the very beginning of this weekend. And at first it was sticky. Like I saw a lot of tension. I like didn't want to look at myself. I looked tired. I looked defeated and I was like a shell of myself and I didn't recognize the girl I saw in the mirror. And that like really made me sad. So it really forced me to start to love myself again. And yeah, it just gave me a lesson where okay, Haley, you can go through all of these horrible things and you can go through all of these trials and tribulations, but at the end of the day, it's you, and you have to figure out if you're going to love yourself or if you're going to hate yourself through it. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to go to the gym. So I went to the gym and it's Saturday. The sun is out. I did CrossFit. I got a sweat on. I got my ass actually kicked. And then I brought my computer. I'm just going to stay here and work for a while. I tried to picture little Haley, what she would want me to do right now, launch what I've been meant to launch my whole fucking life. And like, that's what I worked on Saturday. More to come on that. Do I want to be this tiny shell of a human or do I want to be this boss ass bitch who actually knows what she's fucking doing and guiding other people through this amazing life and pushing them to take a leap? So that's what we're doing. So, okay, back to sitting in the sun. The tables at my gym overlook a tennis court. It's like the closest thing to a country club in Lisbon. And it was crowded and I was hungry and I was sweaty and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna ask this guy if I can share the table with him. I brought my plate over and he looked at me and he was like, enjoy. And I was like, please tell me if I'm bothering you. I'm so sorry, I can sit somewhere else. And he was like, no, 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 no. Come on, sit down. He's a silver fox Portuguese man, has stylish sunglasses. He has some muscle, you know. He's probably my parents' age. And he was kind of hot. You were for sure sexy when you were younger. He still is kind of hot, but whatever. I digress. And he's like, where are you from? I was like, United States. And he was like, oh, my brother went to school in Colorado. And I was like, oh my God, so did my brother. And we talked about so many things like traveling, Lisbon life, Italy, business. He was in private equity. And I'm like, cha-ching, hello. And we talked about like tennis and paddle and like which one we'd rather play. And he's like, do you like tennis or do you like paddle better? And I was like, tennis, because I like to play singles and I don't like to rely on anyone else to win. And as I said that out loud, I was like, oh my God, that's my issue. I can't rely on anyone. I can't ask for help. I can't rely on anyone. And I just like think that I have to go through this life all by myself, which is not fucking true. He laughed. I didn't say all that out loud, but I literally said, I was like, I like to play singles because I don't like to play doubles and paddle because I don't want to rely on anyone else to win. And I'm very fucking competitive and I like to win. And so he laughed at that. And, and he kept like leaning in closer and closer and closer to me as the conversation went on. And at the end, he says, Haley, give me your contact and I will send you a message to keep in touch. He said, if you ever need anything at all, I'm your guy. I'll take care of you. And honestly, with my sunglasses on, I teared up a bit, as if the universe was holding me in the palm of its hand and saying, don't worry, I'm putting you in this situation to make you stronger, to see how you can handle tension under pressure. And are you going to smile through it and think positively, or throw yourself a pity party and only speak negativity into existence? And as you can tell, that's not how I roll. And again, they call it spelling for a reason. And if I'm going to cast a spell with my words onto my life and into the universe, it better be about prosperity and fucking abundance rather than anything else. And so he got up, we shook hands. I was like, bye, like, ciao, see you later. Yana, I can't really speak Portuguese, but we're getting there, okay? So the seat was open, and then another man was looking for a seat, and I looked at him and I was like, you can share this one with me. You can share the table. Returning the favor, right? Because it's nice out, the sun was out, whatever. I was in a chatty little mood. So as he sits down, he's like, thank you so much. And then we started getting into the life story again. So he worked for Microsoft for 20 years, traveled all over the world, and now rents properties all over Lisbon. Ding, ding, ding. I told him that I was looking for a flat because he rents properties all over to expats and to people who are looking to long-term rent. And then we were like, maybe we can even play tennis. He also offered to teach me Portuguese and to practice and to have coffee once a week and actually practice Portuguese and get my shit together and maybe even play tennis. And I told him that I love to win because again, I'm very competitive. So watch out. Which he probably thought was a little bit flirty, but whatever. And then he asked how I got to Lisbon in the first place. And I told him my brief story about how I studied in Florence and got sent home because of COVID. When I was a junior at college and how heartbroken I was and that I needed to figure out how to come back. And then I quit my first job to go solo backpacking for 2 months through Italy, France, and Spain. And he said that he said this with wide eyes. He looked at me and he's like, oh my God, that's amazing. He was like, I regret not doing that when I was younger. He's probably in his late 40s. And I said it was the best thing that I've ever done for myself because I learned how much I could handle and I learned how to go through hard situations by myself. I was so young at that point. I was like 23. And I thought that I was so old. I thought that I had the world at my feet, which I did, but it was like a different kind of confidence back then. So he said that he regretted doing that when he was younger and he had the perspective of kind of teary, he was like, oh, I wish I did that. It kind of felt he had missed out on something very important in his life. And I told him that I had moved here without ever visiting Lisbon, let alone Portugal, and how I always wanted to live in Italy and thought I would live in Italy. Everything happens for a reason, though. I'm here for something more in my life. And he looked at me and said, he goes, Haley, do you know how many people need to hear that? Do you know what you have done? They need to know that you can do anything, and that if you did it, they can too. Hello, universe again. And I smiled and I like felt my heart drop, and I like know deep down that that's what I'm supposed to do. Like I'm supposed to help people figure out like how to take a leap in their life. And that's what I'm working towards, and that's like why I'm here. That's why I'm recording this podcast and telling you guys this story, because it's so inspiring in so many ways. But it's not just for me to talk about myself and about my experiences. It's for you to remember that these little magical things can happen every single day in your life, at every single second, and your whole life can change in an instant because you're open to things like this, because you're open to the universe, and because you're open to trying new things. So then the conversation was over. We hugged and he kissed me on both cheeks, as the Portuguese do, and went on his way. Text you, and I was like, okay, sounds good. So I went home, got in the shower, and looked in the mirror naked and loved every single inch and every single crevice of my body. How my tummy kind of slightly hangs over my hips. I have like normal kind of weight right now because I'm trying to get back to my period. And I've never been the skinny girl. You know what I mean? I've always kind of had a little bit of meat on me. Which a lot of that has turned to muscle, I will say, but I still have, a little bit of inches to pinch. And we're working on the abs, okay? Abs are made in the kitchen, and I eat very healthy. Anyway, you don't need to know this about me, but it's a reminder to take care of your body and to love your body, and that your body literally doesn't know the difference between reality and what you tell itself. So after I get out of the shower, I'm like, yes, bitch, you look amazing. Your tits look great. Your ass looks great. Your tummy looks great. Your legs look great. Your arms look great. Your hair looks great, even though you look like a sopping wet dog. It's the best. So I hang my towel on the hooks outside the bathroom, and I looked at them more closely because I didn't realize this before. But I got shivers down my spine. I was like, ew, that's weird. And I'll tell you about what the hook is later, but I shook it off and like let it go. I was, that's fucking creepy. This hotel room is weird. Why are there mirrors everywhere? And why are there these weird hooks that I like need to tell you about? But it wasn't until the next day when I was listening to one of my favorite astrology gals. I'm a little bit woo-woo and I'm a little bit crazy, but I love knowing like what's going on up in the sky, and I feel so deeply in my bones. When the moon is full, I literally fucking turn into a werewolf. I'm not even joking. I feel like I'm crawling out of my skin. And Mercury's in retrograde right now, and I feel that even more deeply. And the fact that all of this shit is going on right now in my life means something more to me. And so this gal who is like sharing on her podcast, I'll link it below. It's called Rewilding with Sabrina Lynn, and it's fucking awesome. She's a nut job, but it's awesome. In the most amazing way. She's so herself, and it's so refreshing. So she shared that this past weekend is all about letting go, and then she shared something so insane that my jaw dropped and literally chills ran down my spine. So I'm going to tell you about it. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, so like I said, right now we're in the eclipsed wormhole, and Mercury's in retrograde, and a lot of shit is going down. And it's all about ending in who you've been and who you're becoming and who you need to be. And it's basically a doorway opening up to something bigger than your little old self, which is what I have been struggling with. Not taking up my full capacity in this world. And that is the reason it's taken me so fucking long to have this confidence to post this and start podcasting again, because I'm so scared of what people think about me, which is so stupid. No one cares. First of all, no one cares about what you're doing, and they're just worried about themselves, and they're just trying to figure out their life, and they're talking shit on you because they don't have the confidence to do the things that you're doing, to do the hard things. Anyway, I digress. But like, how fucking stupid is that? Live your fucking life. Anyway, and right now, this time in our lives is asking, can I surrender? Can I let go of something bigger if little me clings on to something that I think is meant for me, but is actually not? So, this is insane. So there's this old myth about Sedna. I've never heard of Sedna before, but if you want to do more research and go down a rabbit hole, be my guest, go do it. But I'm going to tell you the gist of this myth. So it's basically like where she is clinging onto the boat that her father is on, but she is meant to go through this massive transformation, and she can't go with him until she goes into this transformation that she's destined for. In order to go through this transformation, she has to let go of the boat, sink to the bottom of the ocean, hello, rock bottom, In order to go through all of the mysteries and the full evolution that she has to go through, she literally has to hit the bottom of the ocean floor. But she's clinging onto the boat and she couldn't let go. So her father had to cut her fucking fingers off to let her fall into the depths to the ocean, hit rock bottom, and then reemerge as her full truest self, right? Okay, this is where it gets insane. So remember the hooks in the hotel room. Guys, I cannot make this shit up. The hooks, it gives me chills right now. The hooks were fingers. Fucking fingers. 2 fingers, 2 index fingers, like this, curled up. There wasn't a hand, there wasn't anything else. 2 fucking fingers to hold up anything that you wanted to hang on the wall. A towel, a purse, a key, whatever. Fucking fingers. Hello, universe. Is that a sign or what? Like, what the actual fuck? I was like, ugh, what is going on? And the fact that I picked that hotel room out of the 5 other ones that they sent me is just, I think it's insane. It's insane. But here's the thing. And this is the whole point that I've been trying to get to in this whole fucking podcast. So thank you for being with me, and I love you so much. We don't have to cut our fingers off, metaphorically, okay? Don't go cutting your fucking fingers off. Don't do that. Like, stay away from knives, okay? Because I've almost done that. And fun fact, I literally fainted one time. And my brothers were like, that's fucking weak, Haley. I was like, yeah, I know. Okay, I know. But I almost cut my finger off. Anyway, the whole point is we can take that step towards who we really want to be. We can smile a little bigger at our reflection in the mirror. We can wake up every morning with a smile on our faces and say, okay, world, let's see what kind of miracles happen today. Let's get up and dance. Let's get up and shake our body. Let's get up and live like every day is our last. What would you do if you got to live every day twice? Would you wake up in the morning and be like, ugh, what do we have to do today? Oh my God, I'm already dreading this meeting with my boss. I'm dreading going to work. I'm dreading going to my workout. I'm dreading like going outside. I'm dreading getting dressed. What the fuck are you doing? Our lives are not to be missed. And don't miss out on you. Just buck the fuck up and be grateful for your life. Okay, sorry, that was a little bit harsh, but you probably needed to hear it. So instead of going through life with a dark cloud over our heads, wake up and choose sunshine. Wake up and choose happiness. Wake up and choose to dance through every single thing that life hits you with. Because that's when you show the universe and the higher power, God, source, spirit, mermaids, fucking Sedna, who is re-emerging from the bottom of the ocean floor up to be the most amazing, vibrant self that she is, and walk a little taller. Okay? And like book the trip spontaneously. Do one last push up. Say hi to the stranger. Share the table in the sun. Have a conversation. Tell the boy that you love them. Tell the girl that you love them. I just want to remind you how cool life is. And like, we only have one life. So what are you going to do with it? And I forget sometimes that what I have done in my life, people think that I'm absolutely nuts for. But that's exactly what I was meant to do on this earth. And that's why I'm opening up a group for this. Okay. And you might not want to move abroad completely alone and uproot your whole life and live thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from your family and all of your friends that you love. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to walk a little taller. I'm asking you to look at the obstacles that life throws you every single day and meet it with gratitude, meet it with love, meet it with, I can do fucking anything. Meet it with, I can ask for help if I need help. And if that pulled on your heartstrings, please book a call and we can see if we're a good fit to work with each other. I'll link it down below in the show notes because I have some fucking amazing things planned for you. And I wish that I had this when I was younger. I wish that I had this when I was booking my solo trip because I was just kind of like hopping on a train and going to other places and just like not really having a plan. And it was the best fucking thing that ever happened to me. We're actually going to meet IRL. In real life, you guys, it's not a course. It's not some thing that you invest in and then you leave in your inbox and you never do and you never see the transformation and you're like, oh fuck, I just spent like, $5,000 on that stupid ass online course that I never used. No, that is not like this. It's like fun things that make you turn into the woman that you want to be. It's who I wish that I was and who I wish I worked with when I was younger, when I was going through all of this stuff. And honestly, this is me showing up for myself right now too. It's 3 months of mentoring, coaching, even though I hate that word. And it feels weird to call myself a coach, but we'll get to that later. But it's truly something I wish I had. So you and I will work one-on-one together if it's the right fit for 3 months. And then we're all going to meet up in real life. You're going to meet 7 other girls who are going through kind of this, like the same thing, kind of similar, but we're all going to be together. And this is for the girls like who have everything on paper, but they have nothing. Like they're doing everything right. They're going through the steps. You have the 6-figure job. You have the apartment. You have the dog. You have the boyfriend. You have the family. You have like every single thing, every single box checked, but you feel like you have nothing. You feel like you are missing something in your life. And I'm going to give you a slight hint. The thing that you're missing is adventure. The thing that you're missing is a new place. And the thing that you have is stagnancy. Your body is meant to move. Your body is meant to work out. Your body is meant to dance. Your body is meant to travel. Your passport is meant to travel. You are meant to travel. Your brain is meant to travel. And so many people go on these like retreats and they're all very extreme. Yoga every single second of the day, silent treatment, like no phone, vegan food, all the things. Not saying that those retreats are a bad thing. Those are amazing. Everyone needs something like that. But this is the gateway into getting more to yourself. This is the gateway into coming back to yourself and realizing who the fuck you are. And realizing that you can go on a solo trip and have the best time of your life and meet so many amazing people, even if you're in a relationship, even if you're single, even if you're married, even if you're divorced, even if you've been celibate for years. It feels like I have, okay? But the thing is like you build the confidence, you build the strength, you build the mindset in the first 3 months of us working together. And then we put it to the test. You get out of your hometown, you get out of the place that you've been living for a while, and we go and have some fucking fun. We'll work out. We will eat amazing food. We'll drink some amazing wine. We'll go out one night. I'm not going to tell you everything because I have to keep it a secret and I have to keep it a surprise. But these spots are going to go super fast. So it's now or never, babe. There's a wait list. So you better get on it. Because if this called you, it's calling you for a reason. The universe is sending you a nudge. Sending you a finger, okay? Sending you a fucking finger. And so instead of cutting it off and sinking deep down into the bottom of the fucking ocean, choose to do it yourself. Choose to let go, surrender, and see what happens. And I guarantee you, you're going to be so rewarded. And I'm so excited for you. So this is where we make tiny changes towards living our life by design. And if I can do it, you can fucking do it. And if you think you can't, you really fucking can. And I'm right there with you every single step of the way. So are you fucking ready to go? Because I am. And it's your time now. Say it with me. It's your time. It's my time. God damn it. Your life is nothing to miss out on. Seriously, your life is nothing to miss out on. You only have one. What are you going to do with it? And let me give you another perspective. The fact of you just coasting means that you can't feel what's going on in your body. If you are truly living life in the present moment, you truly feel your heart beat every single second of the day. Your heart beats literally every single second of the day. When's the last time that you put your hand to your chest and actually felt it beat? And that is your sign. And if you needed a sign, this is your fucking sign. And I'm looking at the most beautiful sunset right now, which is another sign. So the time is now. Give yourself permission to let loose and enjoy the ride. And do you want to be the one who wished, like the guy who I sat at the table with, and regret not going on that trip, not taking the time to truly hang out with yourself? Or do you want to be the one who did? So I'll leave you with that. I love you. I'm so excited for you. And I will see you next Tuesday. I love you so much. Ciao, ciao, ciao.